Hello everyone, this is Gemini Jets 1975 coming at you with third in the airline's liveries and aircraft series. This one on US Air / USAirways. USAirways family tree has a lot of forks in it. There are many airlines that make up what was USAirways. So this video doesn't go too long, I better get started now. Before I do, yeah, I'll go ahead and get started. Okay. As some of you may or may not know, USAirways way back, I won't go past Allegheny Airlines, but US Air was called Allegheny Airlines at one time. The livery was very similar to this. So to keep things a little bit simpler, we'll start with the first US Air livery. I really like this is my favorite classic US Air livery. They operated a lot of DC-9 and 727 aircraft. Their hubs were primarily Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. So, if you start off at the front of this aircraft here, if it's going to focus, okay. You got the red sheet line, US Air in 2 shades of red, and the cheat line is in multiple shades of red as well. It goes all the way down the aircraft, and then you've got a dark red on the engine nacelle, and then you've got 3 shades of red on the tail with a white US Air at the top of the tail. It's quite simple, but I really like this livery. I don't actually remember being able to ever see one of these in real life. I may have, but I was a little young when it was around. Anyway, and I really don't live and never lived in a city that US Air had a big presence in. Well, if I remember correctly, US Air, the name came about in about 1978 or 9. Might have been a little bit sooner than that. Might have even been about 76. And they stayed relatively small, and then in 1987-ish, they purchased PSA. Very, could almost call them a local service airline. They flew primarily within the state of California until deregulation. Then, like Southwest, they expanded out of their traditional home area. So let's get started on the PSA livery. They merged with PSA, it was 87, I believe. This was the airline with the smile. If you look at the nose of all their aircraft, they had a smile on them. And if you've ever seen US Air / USAirways / American Airlines Heritage livery plane, I believe they have a smile on it too. There are stories that after the merger, some of the merger with US Air, that aircraft in US Air livery would appear with a smile because the maintenance personnel would sneak one on every so often. Anyway. On the front of the plane, there's a smile. Your cheat line starts at the front. You've got, why don't we zoom a little bit? That might be it. You got kind of an orangey color, then red. It goes all the way, there's the PSA titles. It goes all the way down the aircraft. And there's a little bit of dust. Pardon the dust. Thought I cleaned all that off. And the dark red disappears, and then you've got, well, maybe underneath. Here, 1 second. And taper down to the tail cone, and then on the tail itself you've got PSA with a 3-tone cheat line. You got kind of, alright, come on. You got orange, red, and dark red there on the tail. That's also a really nice livery. This was a very well-liked airline, as I said, in California. And then, in 1989, they swallowed an even bigger prize, Piedmont, named for the Piedmont of the Piedmont region of the Carolinas. Winston-Salem, I believe, was their headquarters. Very nice livery with Piedmont. They named their aircraft Pacemakers. Let's see, this one I believe is the Shenandoah Valley Pacemaker. Yes. This stupid thing would focus. They're a Shenandoah Valley Pacemaker. So, on the front of the plane you've got your blue cheat line, and then it goes all the way down the aircraft, the Piedmont titles, and then come down to the back, very simple livery, and there's the Piedmont logo and the Piedmont name. This livery with Piedmont was introduced, oh heavens, I want to say in the 70s, and stayed, well no, I take that back. There was a new modified livery that they were just adopting as the merger was being finalized with USAir. This is where USAir / USAirways got their Charlotte hub. Piedmont also had a hub in Baltimore, Washington, but after the USAir takeover, Southwest came and scared them off, literally. And then they also had a hub in Dayton, Ohio, and a hub in Syracuse, New York. Those did not last long after the merger. Now, I don't remember exactly when it happened, but USAir decided to change their name to USAirways. This was in the mid-90s, I believe. The first livery was this striking example, very dark blue, with a red sheet line separating the blue and the white. Then you've got your US flag there, representing, of course, the US. USAirways. Then you go down the plane, red sheet line continues. Then you come to the tail, and then you've got your flag representation on the tail, and then a red stripe with a white sheet line at the tip. Okay, guys. During this period, right after USAirways was a financial basket case, they filed for bankruptcy protection twice. And then, let's see, it was 1990, oh heavens, the last time they filed for bankruptcy, okay, maybe it was 3 times, was 2001 or 2002, right after, not long after 9/11. Yes, they were in bankruptcy. They could not secure financing, so America West came calling and offered to provide exit financing from bankruptcy and to merge with the airline, and then you have what you now know before the American merger as USAirways. So, only to be fair, we got to include the America West liveries. The first one was kind of a creamy color. America West was of course, based in Phoenix. They also had another hub in Las Vegas, which was shut down not long after the merger with USAirways. And it was America West, by the way, that took over USAirways. Doug Parker, the current CEO of American, was the instigator of this. So you can trace that all the way back. He came from America West. You've got three light blue lines. Start off at the nose, make their way around the aircraft. Then you got the America West logo. There's the titles. Go all the way down the aircraft. Then you come here, you got Boeing 757 registration, and then that, not part of that logo right there, the blown up on the tail. So you got the red sun, representation of a mountain for A, and then W, and then the blue on top of the tail. That's also a very nice livery. Although I think I like their last livery the best. After I did my last Classics Airport update, the nose gear broke on this plane. I'm a little bit perturbed, but I think I can fix it. So you've got Billboard America West titles, and you got your little waves here, and then your the classic America West logo, and then your green and blue striping on the tail. I haven't shown the bottoms of these planes. I'm sorry, guys. This is a blue bottom. This one is silver. The first USAirways, the tail broke off. I knew that. Piedmont, silver. PSA, silver. And of course US Air Classic, silver. Okay. I'll get this fixed real quick. This is really annoying. Alright. Anyway. And then you come to your current, the last USAirways livery. This was, so many things have happened with this airline. This was introduced, I want to say right after the America West merger, but I could be wrong. Probably am. I didn't do too much research before I made this video. So, on the front of the plane, there is your red sheet line, Star Alliance logo, and then you got the American flag from the original USAirways, the original USAirways titles. Move down the plane. I like that stylized striping there. And then the flag, basically the original. You basically have pretty much all of the aspects of the original livery except for the color of the fuselage. Then on the bottom, it's blue with the red sheet line around everything. Very nice. Alright, and then once this happened, then you got the merger with American. So that brings an end to the USAirways saga. As far as aircraft history, you name it. The original US Air, they had DC-9s, like I said, 727s. They also had the BAC-111. American flew that aircraft. Braniff International flew that aircraft. A whole bunch of European carriers flew it. PSA, they actually had the L-1011 briefly. The DC-9, the 727, which was involved in a hideous crash over San Diego. And then Piedmont was a primarily 727. They also had the YS-11. Briefly operated the Fokker F-70 to a lot of smaller cities. Well, no, okay, maybe not briefly, but anyway, they did operate it. 727, 737, they also acquired 767s towards the end of their life to operate, to begin transatlantic flights from Charlotte to London. USAirways, same thing. They started off primarily Boeing. Got 757, 767, 727, 737, and then they started buying Airbus. You got A320, A321, A319, A330. Probably, I believe they had some Airbus before the America West takeover, and then it just increased after that. So, as per most U.S. airlines, they have begun operating Airbus aircraft alongside their Boeing aircraft. So, without McDonnell Douglas, what are you going to do? Anyways, guys, this video went way long, but I hope you like it. Very informative, lots of information. But I unfortunately did not do much research before I did it. It might have even been better if I had done that. So, sorry about that, guys. Anyways, let me know if there's any airlines you would like me to do a video on. Obviously, I would have to have models of that airline. And then, as far as trivia questions, I know I mentioned that I was going to start that. First trivia question that was submitted. What is Milwaukee's hometown airline? Answer that in the comment section below. That's probably more like what was, but that might give it away if I say that. What was Milwaukee's hometown airline? And let me know also if there's any trivia questions you have that you would like me to put in future videos. So, see you guys in the next video, and thank you guys for watching.